Hi folks, this is Tony at TravelScoot again. Today I'm going to show you how to put together the a convertible trailer that consists of a cargo platform, a seat, backrest, and yoke assembly that you're probably familiar with. Of course, the axle setup and the hitch assembly. We're going to start with the large parts to get them out of the way. We're going to install the hitch assembly onto the axle assembly. What's really important is that when you install the hitch and axle assembly, that you make sure that the rear forks are facing aft. In other words, the wheels trail the trailer. You'll take your axle attach pins, install them. Once you have your threaded pins inserted, take the pin bolts as they are. The lower ones are already installed. Begin threading in the top ones. And right now let me show you the tools that we'll need for the entire process. You'll need your metric Allen wrench kit that came with the TravelScoot. You won't need the smallest Allen wrenches. You'll only need your 4mm and your two 5mm. You'll also need a 10mm box end or open end or combo wrench. To tighten the pin bolts, take your two 5mm Allen wrenches, insert one in the bottom and one in the top. You'll need one to hold and the other to twist. Repeat that on both sides until the bolts are tight. Alright, next let's set up your cargo platform. I'm going to push the axle assembly aside, take the bungees off, lay them over here. Flip your cargo platform over. Whoops. Over here, make a mess of things. Now you're going to take your lower cargo platform. This is the tapered side, this is the full side. It's going to fit like this. Just like on your scooter, the yoke with the tapered portion fits on the right. Let's take this, flip it over, and grab these two small 4mm bolts. It helps to insert them first. That way you don't have to monkey around holding them. Insert your 4mm Allen wrench. And just get them started, that way they won't push out of their holes. You can tighten them the rest of the way down. Now you've got cargo platform. We're going to set that in place as you would find it. Insert your yoke stubs and work down the platform. This is going to be a little more snug than you're used to with your yoke on the scooter, because the scooter of course has hinges in front, so you can adjust the distance a little bit. The trailer axle is rigid, so you don't have that. We're going to set this aside for a second. I'll give you a little detailed look at installing the trailer hitch, block, and hardware onto the TravelScoot yoke. Take your yoke, set it up, insert the 4 clamp bolts. Makes it easy. You want to be sure that your hitch faces aft. This is your yoke looking forward, with the tapered portion of the yoke on the right side. So this would be the back. Take the other half of the plastic clamp, set it on there. With a little luck, it'll stay in place. It might be helpful to have a second set of hands. Like I said, no such luck here. Anyway, hold the 4 bolts in. Take your hitch assembly, slide it over the 4 bolts. You may have to adjust the spacing of the clamps in proximity to the seat post receiver. We'll just take our washer and nut, spin it on there lightly. Once you get them started, of course, the bolt can no longer slip out. Now make sure that your hitch and blocks and everything are roughly parallel to the floor. Obviously, you can't raise it up too much. You don't want it interfering with your lever clamp. You obviously don't want to force it downward, but it really doesn't have much more travel than this, so you can't get too much wrong there. You take your 5mm Allen wrench, insert it in any one of the bolts you want to start with, and here's where your 10mm box end or open wrench come in handy to start. You want to make sure you get the bolts snug, all 4 of them, nuts and bolts that is. Don't over tighten. You can leave a little gap here. You can generally determine whether or not it's fixed, or rather tightened enough. If you can sort of massage it back and forth like this and nothing happens, you are tight enough. That's all there's to that. Okay, the yoke that you saw us assemble the hitch onto is frequently the yoke that we then ship out with the convertible trailer. This way the customer doesn't have to install that portion themselves. All they need to do is take the yoke that we ship with the trailer and swap it out for the yoke that's on their scooter. In which case you have this configuration. This is what you'll see when you insert it. And your trailer is essentially ready to go. All you do is place it over the ball, let it snap into place, turn this little safety screw in, which blocks the hitch from opening inadvertently, and you're good to go. This is the cargo platform. Of course, the seat assembly is no different than installing the seat on your scooter, and the steering column, of course, is inserted here. Thanks for watching and happy scooting.